Well, Warner Wolf is off on vacation, but Fred Wymore is out at Shea Stadium.
I tell you, Jim, I'm exactly where I want to be tonight because the Reds are coming to town to play the Mets, and of course that means Pete Rose is in town. The Mets are really on a streak. They've won 13 of their last 15 games. They made it 3 out of 4 against Atlanta yesterday by whooping them again 15-10. Let's take a look at a highlight from that game. It's George Foster batting in the 5th inning. George was 3 for 3 yesterday, including this 3-run home run off of Rick Camp. He had, He had 5 RBIs. That's home run number 15 for George. The Mets bats are really cracking, and that's bad news for Cincinnati coming to town tonight to play the Mets here at Shea. The rains came a little bit earlier, but they're gone now. Looking forward to a good night of baseball. And, of course, this is the last trip around for this season, at least, for Reds player-manager Pete Rose. He's in quest of Ty Cobb's record. He needs 34 hits now to reach that mark. And just a little while ago in his office here in Shea Stadium, I talked to Pete Rose.
Pete, what are some of your favorite memories of playing here at Shea?
That sounds like a funny question from a guy from Cincinnati. Well, obviously the 73 playoffs, and of course, the 73 playoffs was a good memory. Well, it was partly a good memory and a bad memory because I had a real good series, but we lost. The hitting streak when I broke Tommy Holmes' record was here. That happened here at Shea.
What are your thoughts about the possibility of the strike now, Pete?
I don't know of any manager I've ever talked to who wants a strike, and hopefully I don't know of any owner that wants one, and I sure know I don't know of any baseball player that wants one. So really, it's not a matter of what side am I on, the players or the owners, because we want to get a contract and we want to get it signed and we want to play because we're all in this thing together, whether you own a team, whether you play for a team, or whether you run a team.
Well, that's the manager of the Reds, and right here is the manager of the Mets, Davey Johnson. Davey, this ball club has really come around of late. 31 runs in those last 2 games with Atlanta. You got to be happy.
Well, we stored them up from early in the season, where we didn't get many, and now the other guys are paying us back.
When you had that 6-game losing streak towards the end of June and all the injuries, you had to start worrying a little bit there, but it's all come back for you.
Well, when we got Strawberry back and healthy, it really made our lineup a lot stronger. Everybody felt less pressure on them and started relaxing and swinging the bat. And before, everybody was in a slump. Now everybody's hitting well, and it makes my job a lot easier.
I know you have a degree in mathematics, but you should have had a medical degree with this team this year.
Well, I think we're going to be fine the rest of the way. We've still got Mookie to get well, and he's come along real good. And Branny is starting to throw, and probably in 2 weeks we'll be taking him out. So I feel good about our chances.
Well, let's talk about a few of the injuries. Ed Lynch, stomach ailment. He was in the hospital. What's the word on him?
Well, I still don't know. He's going to be in the hospital another day overnight, so it's 3 days in a row in the hospital. And I'm just hoping he's going to be all right for his next start.
And Gary Carter came back for the last 3 games with Atlanta, day-to-day basis with the knee. How's it feeling for him?
Well, he's not having any swelling, and they don't think there's any tear in the ligament or anything, and they think that with some exercise and hard work, we might be able to piece him together for the rest of the year.
Now, you're on record as saying if he can't go now, go ahead and operate.
Well, I just don't want him to. If it's going to aggravate him and keep hurting him, and he's going to be missing a couple days a week, I think he'd be better off not hurting his other leg, favoring that one.
You're a half game now behind St. Louis. There's a team to beat. We all thought it might be the Cubs, but it looks like St. Louis is the team to beat.
Well, it's still early, and the Cubs have had some injuries, and they can come back too. But man, Montreal has played very well. But right now, it looks like the Cardinals are going to be the team to beat, and I feel like our chances are real good.
Yeah, you had your slumps out of the way early.
Well, our slumps and our injuries, and we didn't really hit the ball like we're capable of, and my young pitchers really have been the big surprise. Aguilar and Sid Fernandez have pitched very well and kept us in there, so we're going to be great for the second half.
Got Fernandez on the mound tonight against Soto. Pretty good matchup.
It should be. Soto hadn't won a game in a while, and Sidney's pitching very well, so it should be a good one.
All right, half game behind the Cards. Manager of the New York Mets, Davey Johnson, manager of the year if they stop it at this point after all the injuries he's had to deal with. Back to the studio. This is Fred Wymore out at Shea.
What does Davey think about the possibility of playing the Yankees in the World Series?
Oh, Davey, come back up here. Jim Jensen has another question for you. I got to ask you this one. That's a good question, by the way. What do you think of the possibility of playing the Yankees in the World Series?
Well, I think that'd be great if they get there.
If they get there.
Spoken like a diplomat, not a manager, huh? All right, Jim.
Thank you, Fred. If they get there.
Yeah, if they get
Put
there.
that to George Steinbrenner one. See what
Well,
kind
you
of
know,
response you get.
Jim, they both won 13 out of their last 15. The Yankees, of course, finished up in Minnesota, winning 3 out of 4. They head down to Kansas City, where they start another series there tonight with the Royals.
What do you think the odds are, realistically?
The odds on
A Subway
the odds
series.
on them even getting to the end of the season right now aren't very good, of course, with all the strike
Yes, I
talk.
know.
But what would the odds be with 26 ball clubs? That's a good long shot. Hadn't happened in a while, but sure would be fun.
Fred, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ronald